Welcome, everyone, to another edition of VBN Sports Update. I'm your host, Wayne Pro. We'll be talking Chiefs hockey, GW Graham Junior varsity football, and we'll be speaking with Valley Huskers' new general manager, Mo Gagner. All this and more coming up on VBN Sports. The GW Graham Grizzlies Junior Boys football team are BC's new champions. The junior varsity Grizzlies beat Parksville Ballina's Whalers 23-20 in the championship final at BC Place Stadium last Saturday and made their mark as the first high school football team in Chilliwack's history to bring home a provincial title. Graham had advanced to the finals after playoff wins over Richmond Hugh Boyd Secondary, Prince George Secondary, and North Vancouver's Argyle Secondary. After only its second year, the Grizzlies football program has now earned GW Graham's first ever provincial championship banner in any sport. The Chilliwack Chiefs are on the road this week, and Island Excursion will see them face the Powder River Kings, the Nanaimo Clippers, and the Alberni Valley Bulldogs. The Chiefs lost Friday night to the Kings, who earned a 5-1 win over the Chiefs. The Chiefs will return home on the ice this coming Friday night, where they will face the Penticton Vs. We'll have highlights of that game on next week's edition of VBN Sports Update. In AHL news, Abbotsford Heat were victorious over the San Antonio Rampage with a 4-2 win on Friday night's game in Abbotsford. The Heat are now 18-6-1-1 on the season and sit first in the American Hockey League with 38 points. Well, coming up after the break, I will be speaking with Mo Gagner, the new general manager of the Valley Huskers. We'll be right back.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Welcome back to VBN Sports Update. I'm your host, Wayne Price, and with me now is the Valley Huskers' new general manager, Mr. Mo Gagner. And welcome to the show, Mo.
Thank you very much, Wayne.
Glad to have you on. By looking at your history here, you have a lot of, mainly in Manitoba. So welcome out. How long have you been out in BC?
I've been in BC for a long time now. I moved to Chilliwack in 1992.
Okay. And when did you get involved with the football organizations out here?
I actually got involved coaching junior football with Abbotsford Air Force in 2001. I was working in Abbotsford at the time, so it made a good venue. And I did know quite a few people in Chilliwack, and just didn't work out at the time. Mm-hmm. But I'm an avid football fan. So
yeah, you must be.
Even though I wasn't involved with the team, I did work with quite a few of the people.
Mm. You were involved with some great 2003 Canadian Bowl. You're also been a defensive coordinator for the Chilliwack Giants, who we all know so well, and assistant coach with the Valley Huskers. What, bringing all that experience, this is a bit of a change for the Huskers, bringing in a new formula, or bringing in a general manager, because it was really not. They didn't have a general manager before. What was their decision to bring in a general manager?
Well, the Huskers have been trying to get me involved more and more year after year, specifically people like Jack Covey and Brenda Curry, who are mm-hmm. great supporters of the team. And I wanted to get involved, but things just didn't work out. Reasoning, I'm not sure why, and but I still wanted to help out as a little anyway. So I became an assistant coach, and more they said, let's get you involved. And I had time commitments with other things, but now I said, I'm not that type of person. If you see my background, I want to get in ear deep. I can't do a little bit, and it's been bothering me. I felt guilty about not supporting the team more. I'm a very community-minded person, mm-hmm. and I want to get the Huskers involved in the community. I want to get the Huskers proud to be in the community, and I want the community to be proud of the Huskers.
Okay, so your first role as general manager, what's your mandate and what's your vision of from here now in the future?
Yes, I've set down some heavy parameters, and I'm probably on people's case because I'm a go person. I want things done, and I don't want to wait to be done. So last night already, and I've had a few small meetings, but last night I had a very long and very attributable meeting with Coach Adam, our new head coach, and we both see eye to eye on almost everything there is to do. So we're going to be a good team together, and my duty with him is to support him wholeheartedly. And I'm going to be mainly the liaison for all aspects of the Huskers, from the coach to the executive, the building for jobs and everything, billeting.
Tell us a little bit about Adam Smith. He's new. He's coming on board, taking over from the previous coach, who didn't do too bad of a job. I think he got them in a direction that their improvement last year was quite noticeable. Where does he continue on forward from here?
Yes, firstly, Tyson St. James did a wonderful job, and he was one of the main reasons I got back involved in football. I thought his vision was the right way of coaching kids. So that's why I did get back in part-time coaching. Now with Coach Adam, he actually comes from the area where I started coaching in Manitoba, in Transcona, part of Winnipeg, and he coached high school there, and he went into 4 provincial championships and winning one of them there. And just recently he's been offensive coordinator for GW Graham, and they just came off winning the provincial championship. So
we're going to be talking about that today.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
So
congrats to them. That was great.
Congratulations, and it's good for the city. It's really good for the city. This is a wonderful city for sports. They really support you, but you have to go out and get that support, and you have to honor these people. You have to really show the community that you're involved, and so they can back you.
The fans, of course, you got some diehard fans that have been with the Valley Huskers, and they've seen some, to be honest, the years past, they just haven't been able to just move forward. And last year there was a glimmer of hope. They started doing some wins. They got some ties. What has to happen for them to really turn this around?
My feeling is we have to get our players to believe in themselves. Year after year we have a young team, and then when they don't believe in themselves and you get into a tough game, that's when the good teams will take an advantage in the second half, and that's what happened most of the year. I felt we could have won 5 games, and we were in tough with some games, and just when one little bad thing happens, young players tend to have tough time to deal with that. So the veterans on other teams, that little bit of edge makes a big deal. So now I'm talking to players and just believe in yourselves, believe in the coaches and our system, and things will happen. And I've already started talking to players and who were kind of in a dilemma, and I'm getting some very good feedback already. So
who are we keeping? Who's keeping on that? Some of the veterans.
Well, we're hoping that one of our kicker that you were just seeing right there, if we can get him back, if he doesn't get picked up by a college, and if he does get picked up by a college, that's great. That's what we're about too, is promoting our players to the higher level. He's going to be a main factor in the league. Also, we have a linebacker, Brody Slagman, who was one of the top linebackers who ended up with a knee injury at the end of the year, and I'll be talking to him very soon about how his progress is going on that knee. We have several defensive linemen I'm trying to get back, of course, and very anxious to start talking. I was waiting for our EGM to be finished to make this official with my position, and now that it is, I've got my agenda tonight. 10 players I'm talking tonight, 10 tomorrow. We got to get going.
Yeah, so you got a recruitment thing. How far out do you go for recruiting?
We'll be going to Winnipeg for some. We have some young fellows there. We're hoping to come in, and I think about 5 or 6 that we're very highly motivated for, and they're motivated to come here. That's from Coach Adam, of course, and I have old ties there still with my experiences.
Yeah, and as we know, the Valley Husker billet program and everything, there's a lot here to offer the players. And will that continue, and is there more that you're going to be bringing for the players to get out here?
Well, you know what? We want players to come here and be responsible. They have to come here. Maybe we'll help them get a part-time job, and a full-time if we can do that, or if they want that, and get them a billeting spot. Especially for the younger players, we like them to have a billet spot because then it takes some of the pressure off of them finding an apartment. The older kids sometimes like to have an apartment of their own.
And of course, you're probably going to bring some stringent rules with any young boys. When they get together, there's they need to toe the line. Are you going to be a tough toe the line kind of guy?
Well, I've always been a pretty tough but laid-back guy. I'm not a big yeller and screamer. When I was first young coach, you tend to get into that, and then as you grow as a coach and you learn, you have to pick your moments. But I think the players know that I'm a serious person, but I'm an easygoing guy also.
Yeah.
I really believe in building the people with their inner strength.
The fans are going to be watching this, and of course they're probably going to be asking, what do you see is going to happen this year? What are you hoping to happen? And what do you realistically think that can happen?
My goal, and people, I always say, get out of the way and follow, because I'm pushing. I want to get in the playoffs this year. Whether it's realistic or not, I think the telltale sign will be at spring camp and see who comes there. At spring camps, you can get to what I call some misnomers. People are searching from team to team. But this year we're going to be, and we've talked about that last night, as more determined on finding out who is really serious about playing with the Huskers. We have every year we say the same thing, where you can come here and start easier. But not only that, when we bring a player in now, we want to say, do you want to be the player that's on the team that's going to get this program turned around? And we're so close now, so that's my focus.
Well, great, Mo. I appreciate you coming by us early when we tape here, and it's cold, but you're used to that.
I'm a prairie boy.
You're a prairie boy, and us West Coast boys are freezing. But anyways, thank you for dropping by. All the best and luck. You got a lot of good people behind you.
Yes.
So it's just a matter of the captain steering the ship and making sure we get through the rough waters and find some nice, smooth sailing waters that we can.
All right, thank you very much.
Yeah, thanks for being here. So anyways, we'll be right back right after these messages.
Like our champions, we know what it takes to win. Every day we put on our uniforms and we strive to be the best. Ring after ring, we keep practicing until it becomes second nature. Our craftsmen have put in thousands of hours to master their trade. And when things get tough, we make the adjustments needed to stay on top. Baron Championship rings. This is who we are.
Well, welcome back to VBN Sports Update. Well, that's all the time we have for this week's show. We hope you join us next week when we'll be talking more junior sports from across the valley. I've been your host, Wayne Price, and we'll see you next week. Thanks for watching.